There is wealth in your lineage that has never been fully claimed, not metaphorically, not spiritually, literally, in the form of family assets, trust structures, inheritance agreements, generational savings, heirlooms, and estate transfers that exist somewhere in the architecture of your family's story. And whether that architecture is elaborate or simple, whether the amounts are large or modest, there is a current running through it, an energetic current. And most people never align with it. They miss it, not because the resources are not there, but because they are vibrationally out of phase with receiving. This is what today's session addresses. The inherited wealth anchor is not about passively waiting for someone to die so you can collect. It is not about entitlement or expectation. It is about something far more precise, clearing the subconscious interference patterns that keep you separated from wealth that is already in some form moving toward you. Most people carry invisible weight around family money. They absorbed it in childhood. The arguments around the table, the phrases like, "that's not for us," the guilt of wanting more than your parents had, the complicated feelings about receiving without earning. These patterns calcify. They become frequency blockers. And they do something particularly insidious. They keep you vibrating at the level of scarcity even when abundance is circling you. Here is what the research on inherited wealth transfer shows. An enormous percentage of potential wealth recipients either deflect, delay, or unconsciously complicate the receipt of inherited or legacy assets, not because the systems fail, because the recipient's internal systems are not aligned to receive. You are here to change that for yourself. This session will move you through 7 recalibration blocks. Each one is designed to dissolve a specific layer of inherited scarcity programming and replace it with vibrational alignment to legacy wealth. You will work through identity, abundance, action, gratitude, worthiness, future self, and integration. By the time we reach the close, you will be in a fundamentally different, energetic relationship with the wealth that exists in your lineage. Wear headphones if you can. Sit somewhere still. Let yourself receive. Let's begin. You are someone who receives gracefully. That sentence might feel unfamiliar. Sit with it anyway. I am someone who receives gracefully. I am someone for whom wealth flows naturally. From effort, yes, and also from legacy, from lineage, from the accumulated energy of those who came before me and wanted, on some level, better for the ones who followed. Your identity right now is being upgraded, not because you are broken, but because the old operating code, the one that said wealth must be earned through struggle alone, that receiving is passive, that family money is complicated, is being retired. The new code reads differently. I am a natural inheritor of wealth, not just financial wealth. The wisdom of my lineage lives in me. The resilience of my lineage lives in me. And the material expression of that lineage, whatever form it takes, is something I am fully equipped to receive, steward, and expand. You were not born into your family by accident. The specific circumstances of your birth, the family structure, the geography, the timing, placed you at the intersection of a wealth stream that has been building longer than your lifetime. You are part of a continuum, and the continuum includes abundance. Repeat internally, I am a worthy recipient of my family's legacy. I receive generational wealth in all its forms, financial, emotional, and energetic. I do not deflect, I do not diminish. I open. This is who you are now, anchored in legacy, aligned with inheritance, present to receive. Picture the light at the end of a long autumn afternoon. Golden, amber, heavy with warmth, the kind of light that falls across old wood floors and illuminates dust motes like tiny constellations. That light is the frequency of ancestral wealth. It does not announce itself loudly. It settles. It accumulates. It fills the room slowly and completely. In that room, there is an old wooden chest, not locked, not guarded, simply waiting. You approach it with calm hands, no anxiety in your chest, no apology in your posture, just the quiet certainty of someone who has always known this was theirs. You open it. Inside is not just money, though money is there. Inside is also the letter your grandmother never sent, but thought. The plan your grandfather had, but never executed because the timing was not right for him, but it is right for you. The asset that sat dormant for a decade, waiting for someone in the family with the clarity to activate it, that someone is you. Abundance through legacy is not a transaction. It is a reunion. It is the recognition that wealth, once set in motion by those who loved you, continues moving. And your job is simply to be in the right energetic location when it arrives. You are in that location now. The stream of generational abundance is flowing toward you. You are still. You are present. You are receiving. Feel the warmth of it, the safety of it, the rightness of it. This is yours. It has always been moving toward you. Alignment is not passive. Receiving inherited or legacy wealth requires action. Specific, clear, energetically grounded action. And the first action is this. You stop treating family wealth conversations as uncomfortable territory. Most people avoid the legal documents. They defer the estate planning conversations. They leave the inheritance paperwork half-filled because something about it feels morbid or greedy or presumptuous. That avoidance is not neutral. It is a signal you are sending to the universe that says, I am not ready. I do not fully claim this. Today, you reclaim it. Practical alignment steps exist in the physical world. Reviewing beneficiary designations, understanding trust structures, having clear conversations with family members about wealth transfer, consulting an estate attorney. These are not cold transactional acts. They are acts of energetic commitment. They say, I take this seriously. I am a responsible steward. I am ready. And readiness is a frequency that wealth responds to. Think of one concrete action you have been avoiding in relation to family wealth or legacy. One document, one conversation, one piece of information you have not pursued. Feel the resistance around it. Now feel it dissolve. You are not being greedy. You are being responsible. You are honoring the effort of everyone who came before you by taking the receiving seriously. One action, clear it this week, make it real in the physical world. That is how alignment moves from internal work into material result. I am so grateful for what my lineage has already given me, not just what is coming, what has already arrived, because it has already arrived in ways you may not have fully counted. The skills you absorbed from watching your parents navigate difficulty, the specific form of stubbornness that kept you moving when everything said stop, the instinct for quality that came from someone further back in the line, the work ethic that was never entirely your own invention. It was inherited too, quietly, without ceremony. Gratitude for the material is easier when you start with gratitude for the immaterial, the wisdom, the patterns, the love, however imperfect, that kept the family structure intact long enough for you to exist within it. And for those who left tangible things, savings, property, plans, named accounts, a policy that has your name in it, I am grateful. Not in a performed way, in the real, cellular way of someone who understands what it costs to save when saving is hard, what it takes to think ahead when the present is pressing, what it means to say, with a financial act, I love the people who come after me. I received that love. I receive it still. I am grateful for the estate plan that exists for me. I am grateful for the inheritance that is moving toward me. I am grateful for the ancestral wealth I have already received in non-material form. And I am grateful that the material is following. It already has. You are allowed to receive this. Full stop. No asterisk, no qualifier. You are allowed to be the one in your family who receives and then multiplies. You are allowed to be the generation where the financial pattern shifts, where the wealth that was scattered or suppressed or quietly saved finally lands in hands that know what to do with it. Worthiness is not something you prove to your ancestors. They do not need your guilt. They do not need your apology for having more. If they loved you, and in their own way they did, They wanted exactly this. They wanted the struggle to soften. They wanted the next generation to have a longer runway. You are that next generation. You are that longer runway. Let that in. The cultural messages about inherited wealth, that it is unearned, that it creates entitlement, that the truly worthy make their own way, are worth examining carefully, because they often operate as subconscious worthiness blockers. They make receiving feel like cheating. They make accepting help feel like weakness. Receiving a family legacy is not cheating, it is completion. It is the natural end of a process someone you loved set in motion. You honor them by receiving well, by using it thoughtfully, by expanding it further. I am worthy of my family's financial legacy. I receive it with open hands and a clear mind. I am the person this wealth has been waiting for. Somewhere ahead of you, not far, your future self exists in a reality where the inheritance has arrived, not as a fantasy, as a lived fact. Find that version of yourself. They are sitting at a desk, or standing at a window, or walking through a space that feels different from this one. And the difference is not entirely about the size of the room or the view outside. It is about the quality of ease, the absence of the low-grade financial hum that used to run beneath everything. Look at their posture, calm, unhurried. They are not afraid of the number in their account because that number now has a different character. It includes what came before them. It carries the weight of something longer than a single lifetime. Your future self knows something important. Legacy wealth is not a windfall. It is an inheritance of intention. And they have learned to carry that intention forward, investing it, growing it, eventually passing a larger version of it to whoever comes after them. The chain continues. Through you, you are being given permission right now, by your future self, by your ancestors, by the universe that organized your birth into this particular family, to step into this role. You are the steward. You are the bridge. You are the one who receives what was planted and cultivates it into something greater. Step into that future now. Inhabit it. It is already real. You have done real work in this session. You have updated your identity from someone who waits and hopes to someone who receives and stewards. You have visualized the abundance of ancestral wealth arriving with warmth and certainty. You have committed to the concrete actions that make alignment material. You have offered gratitude, not just for what is coming, but for what has already been given. You have dissolved the worthiness interference that kept you subconsciously deflecting. You have visited the version of yourself who lives fully inside this reality. And now you integrate. Integration is not a dramatic event. It is a quiet settling. It is your nervous system learning a new resting state, one where generational wealth is not a foreign concept, but a natural fact about your life. Carry one phrase from this session with you into the hours and days ahead. Something that snagged, a sentence that felt true in a new way, an image that lingered. Let it be your anchor point when the old programming tries to reassert itself. And it will try. Old patterns do not vanish. They simply become less convincing. Each time you return to this session, the new pattern deepens. Each time you take one concrete action in the physical world toward your legacy alignment, the vibration firms up. Each time you receive something, anything with open hands instead of deflection, you are practicing the frequency of inheritance. The wealth of your lineage is real. It is moving. You are aligned with it now. Until next time, keep expanding. Before you go, one thing. The work you just did is real, and I want it to land in your body and stay there. So here's what I am asking you to do in the next 24 hours. Find one piece of documentation related to family wealth, inheritance, or legacy in your life. It could be a will you have not read in years, a beneficiary designation on a life insurance policy, an old savings account that has a family member's name on it alongside yours, a conversation you have been putting off. Find it, touch it, read it, or initiate it. Do not organize it perfectly, so just make contact. That act of contact is a signal. It says, I am ready, I am here, I am receiving. If this episode moved something in you, drop a comment, I read them. Tell me what surfaced, what phrase landed, what you realized, what you have been avoiding. Your story matters, and it might be exactly what someone else in this community needs to hear. Subscribe if you are not already part of this. Every episode in this series targets a specific wealth frequency, and we are building something cumulative here. Each session adds a layer. Share this with one person in your family. Just one. Not as a nudge or a hint, but as a gift. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do for our lineage is model what receiving looks like. I am grateful you were here today. I am grateful you did this work. Until next time, keep expanding,